I'm ready for a change, which is why I think like God allowed me to read the Shadrach, like bring me back to the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego story because I needed it. I needed it, and it's man.
When did you read it?
I read it last night. I literally was like, I was driving home and I was like getting ready for bed. I was doing the whole nine, all that stuff, and like God on my spirit was like begging in my spirit so hard, and I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
What? I'm like, okay, I read my daily devotion. Like, I'm...
Look, I read my scripture for today.
Okay, I read it. But I was like, okay, I was like in the bathroom, and I'm like, God was like, go read the word. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go read it. Okay, like, okay, got it. Okay, got it. And I was like, okay, I'm here. There's a Bible. What am I reading?
Nothing.
Quietness. I said, now you told me to come read. And I sat for a minute, sat again. And I said, man, I'm not impatient with you, Lord, because I can't be. Because you know my plan and my will, and you know things that you have for my life that's not mine, right? And I was like, okay, bro, like, I'm really waiting, and I don't know. And then all of a sudden, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego popped in my head. Because originally, because God, I was driving. Where's my phone? Okay. So before all this stuff, right? I was, as usual, sitting in my car when God talks to me. Because when I know God wants to talk to me, I don't necessarily hear from him. I go to my car. I don't know what it is about my car.
Hey, whatever works.
But that's sometimes, and I was in my car, and I couldn't get out of my car once I got in my car, and I was like, what is it? Like, what do you want me to see? Like, you told me to go read. Ain't see nothing, ain't hear nothing. Sat in my car, and then this came. And he immediately brought the 3 Hebrew boys to me, because originally I was looking at Daniel, and I was like, okay, maybe, I have to be talking about process and stuff. I mean, Daniel wasn't a whole lion's den. He had a whole process before he became the person that he was. So maybe that's what it was. And he was like, the book of Daniel, not necessarily the story of Daniel, but neither here nor there. But hi.
Hi. Heroes.
Naomi, what's goody?
Hey. Welcome back to the Word.
Hey, man, welcome back.
Episode 5.
5?
1 hand.
Wow, look at us.
Hey,
Good
yes.
job. We made it a whole 5.
Yes.
The kids will be proud.
Consistency is key.
And is.
No, middle school me will be proud.
Really?
Because when I was in middle school, I used to want it to be like a social media influencer before it was a thing.
Really? That I can see that though.
Yes. I don't know if y'all remember, but there was this app called Keek.
Kick?
Keek. Not Kick. It was Keek. It was Keek. Keek. It was one of those apps that it was like an off-brand Vine, if you will. Yeah. It didn't last very long, but I had a great time.
Had a ball on there?
And I would post videos, and I got to be my weird, quirky self, and I loved it. I even had a different name, a different persona on there. I'm not going to tell y'all. But
what you ain't finna do is go find archives.
I mean, because the internet is the
forever,
internet.
And
I can't be
Stone
having that.
Slide through on that one.
Yeah. But yeah.
I can see that for you.
I used to be a weird little kid, and I would just post just my random stuff.
Hey man, but if you had today, I guarantee you it would still fly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For
sure.
You gotta live a life and with it.
Yeah. We were talking about
process, maybe.
Was it Daniel?
Daniel, and how I thought that's what God wanted me to read, but he brought me to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Okay, so how did we get from one to the other?
I was in my car.
Right.
And when Daniel came into mind, I was like, oh, because when I was thinking about process, I was like, okay, Daniel went through something. So, Daniel, maybe that was it. And the guy was like, well, the story's in Daniel, but not Daniel.
I don't want you to read about Daniel, but I want you to read in Daniel.
And I was like, okay. And immediately he brought to my mind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 Hebrew boys. And I was like, heard. I mean, it was a process for sure, I guess. But as I was like, I reread the story because when God tells me to read things, I do go back. Even though I know the story, I go back and reread it. And I was always like, dang, intricate details.
Sorry.
What's wrong?
I don't think I'd be obedient sometimes.
What you mean?
Because if I don't want to read, if I already read something, I'm not reading it again.
Well, I go back because it never seems to fail that something I've never seen before is there.
I know, but I feel like sometimes God wants me to reread certain things I've already read, and I'm just like, I already read this.
I read that, Lord. It's cool.
And I know God just be like, I'm telling you to read it
trying
again.
to show you.
Lord of mercy. But go ahead.
Wow, friend.
I know, it's really bad.
No, I mean, look, bro, it'd be like that. Because when God called me to reread Genesis for the first time, I was like, the creation? I've been reading this story since I was 4. I know how this works. I remember God kept telling me, read Genesis. All right, cool, man. I know it. In the beginning, God created. He was like, I did not tell you to recite it. Read it.
But Adam and Eve already know about
I was
it.
like, bro, I got it. Read. Fine. I went back and read it, got what I needed from it. God was like, was it that hard?
Yes.
A little bit.
Be obedient, guys.
Be obedient, bro. Don't be like us. Be obedient. But I was like reading stories, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and all that good stuff. And I started, and it just, I don't know, God brought something to my mind that, like, I don't think I've ever just really, like, processed before. Because if you don't know the story, I'm going to give you a real condensed version. Long story short, King Nebuchadnezzar came in, built this, like, golden idol thing, and told all the people in the land and all the nations, whatever.
It was a statue?
Yeah.
Okay.
That, when you hear the harp, I think the flute, some type of musical instruments, whenever you hear that sound, to bow down, stop what you're doing, and worship the idol. And that was what the decree was. Do that or get thrown into the fiery furnace. And, time it went on. And basically when the messengers came, it was like, hey, the dudes, I think Babylon, I think maybe that's where they were. Can't remember off the top of my head. But they were somewhere. And God came and was like, yo, these 3 Hebrew boys, they not doing it. They not with it. They not with it. They not bowing down. And so he calls them to the palace or whatever. And he's like, yo, so this is the thing. When you hear the sound, hear the flute, hear the blah, blah, you bow down, you stop, you worship. If not, you go into the furnace. And the boys were like, heard, but no. Heard, but no. Like, literally. They were like, we're not going to do that. Yeah. And basically he was like, yo, only other option is fiery furnace. And they were like, our God can save us. Yeah. But I think the important point, he was like, our God can save us, but even if he doesn't, know that he's mighty enough to do it. Right? And so, of course, at this point, homie a little hot. So it came time, stuff played, and I ain't bowing. And that peed him off a little bit. He was like, yo, all right. Make the furnace 7 times hotter. Just wilding. All right. Make the furnace 7 times hotter. So the guy, whoever they come, they bound him up, whatever. They get ready to throw him into the furnace. And the significant details of, like, the guy who opened the furnace, they burst into flames because it was so hot. Because it was so much harder than what it usually was.
Dang, secondhand smoke.
Literally, smoked. And so they throw them into the fire, and King Nebuchadnezzar was like, wait a minute. I did throw 3 in there, right? Like, he asked people around him, and they're all like, yeah, my lord, yeah, bro, there's 3 of them in there. He said, then who's that? Because as he's seeing them walking around.
1 + 1 is 2.
And 2 + 2 is 4. What is that? It's like, literally, as he sees them walking, there's 4 people. And he's like, yo. He's like, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And he's like asking all these people. He's like, y'all, for real. I threw 3 in there, right? Like 1, 2, 3. And everybody's like, yes, oh great king, you threw 3 in there. And they're all like, bro, you're tripping. Yeah. It's 3 of them. And he's like, who is that? And as he looks, he's like, there's a 4th person in there. And it looks like the Son of God. Like, and that was immediately, he opens the door, he pulls them out, and nothing on them resembles that they've been in the fire. Nothing, none of their clothes were burnt, none of their hair was singed. They didn't even smell like they'd been in a fire, right? And the part about this that, like, God brought to me, because I just, we've been talking about process a lot on our podcast here lately, like trusting the process and enduring the process. And one of the things that I feel like God really, really worked with me last night is sometimes he's not going to change your situation, but he'll walk with you through it. Like, he very much in that moment could have changed Nebuchadnezzar's heart before they even went into the fire.
Yeah.
But he didn't. As a matter of fact, he let them get thrown into the fire. But but sometimes that's how it is. God is not always going to change your situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's going to walk with you through it. He's not going to let it consume you, but he's going to let you go through it.
Right.
At the end of that story, they come out, they're like, yo, your God.
Yeah.
Your God is the one living true God. Your God is that God.
Yeah. I think it's important, though, for us to go through those, like, hard times because it'll be a part of your testimony.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
a part of the reason why you worship, and
yes,
it's a story to tell someone else who may not believe.
Okay, like God, I feel like so many times, especially like our group, our generation, people above us, below us, whatever you are, we often pray to God. God, fix this problem. God, change my circumstance. God, help me through this. God, fix this. God, do this. God, do that. And sometimes God is not going to change your circumstance, but instead He gonna grab your hand and He's gonna walk you through it.
Yeah.
Because it may look challenging. And it may look real.
Yes. Some of y'all are holding God's hand, but going limp on Him like a little child.
Okay? Them boys,
if you don't get up, stop throwing that tantrum.
And get up and walk. You walk. Because, for real, like, if you imagine putting yourself in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's shoes, the faith they had was crazy.
Yeah.
Because the significant part to that story is they were okay if it didn't happen. Their words were, even if he doesn't, he still can.
Yep.
And that, I feel like sometimes when it comes to our life and things that happen, even if God don't change this situation or doesn't change what you go through, do you still believe that He's worthy to do it?
Yeah.
And some of us, look, myself included at one point,
Yeah.
we don't always feel like that. Where it's like, God, if you don't change it, then what you mean? Like, you still calling me? You still love me? You still...
Yeah.
Because you didn't change it. You didn't fix it. You didn't make it better.
Yeah. That's not good. It's a word for what you call that. It's not like manipulating.
I feel like I know the word you're trying to say, and I'm trying to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's like it's a...
It's like your love for God is conditional.
Yeah, there's conditions.
It's like, I only love you if you give me the greatest of the great.
Right, like, I only believe in you if you fix it.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Because, there's always going to be something that you want God to fix, right?
Yeah, like, there's always something that, like, you're going to want God to fix, you're going to want God to do. And I think the whole point of that story is just, like, for me, it was just such a powerful moment where it was like, sometimes He doesn't change your circumstance. And if you put yourself in their shoes, the man that opened said furnace burst into flames and died.
I know he didn't even do nothing.
And he just opened the furnace. Like, and you about to throw me in that bad boy. Got it. Heard. And it's like...
That's a little test of faith.
It is, though. It's a test of faith.
Because I'm imagining myself in this situation. If
I'd
I see
terrified.
you opening the furnace and the person that opened it died, I'm like, you want me to
want
go
me to
in
go
there?
You want me. Right. He just... All right. Cool. Heard. But I think that but it did. It spoke to me so much. 'Cause I feel like, especially with our generation, and stuff that's happening, because so many of us want to move so quickly and do so many things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, God, if you could just fix this, or you could just fix my financial situation, or fix my job situation, or fix my family, or fix this, or fix that. And sometimes God is like, I'm not going to fix it.
Yep.
Because at the end of it, I'm still going to get the glory. And at the end of it, when I walk you through this testimony, baby, you're different. Yeah. You're not the same. You have changed. Like, the faith that they had was unmatched. And I feel like sometimes God challenges our faith. Like, not enough to be like a mean or cruel God.
Yeah.
But enough to be like, can I trust you?
Yeah.
To take you to this level? Because I'm sorry, if I trust you at a furnace, I trust you anywhere. If I trust you at a furnace and that man just went poof, I trust you anywhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like even though our life may not necessarily be a legitimate fiery furnace, the fear of that still is real. Because if you look at a furnace, they knew it was about to be hot. They knew it was about to burn. They knew it was going to hurt. But yet and still, they went through it. Yeah. And sometimes in life, it's like, yo, I know that this road hurts. Yeah. I know this circumstance is not ideal.
And I think that when you go through those difficult times, obviously God knows your heart, right? He can see
Right.
you, he omnipresent, all that.
He know you, man.
He know you. So when he's like testing your faith, that's for you.
It's
So
not
you
for
can,
him.
yeah, it's so you can see, oh man, maybe I don't trust you as much as
It's
I
a
thought I
heart
did.
posture reflection.
Yes. See?
It's a heart posture reflection. Because it's like, God already know. Like, that ain't no, like you said, that ain't no surprise to him.
Yeah.
When he's working with you in your faith, he knows your faith.
And he already knows your outcome of the test before you even knew it was
This is a reflection for you. This is a reflection when you look in the mirror. Do I trust him?
Yeah.
Am I fully committed to him like I say I am? Even if he doesn't fix his situation, which I know that he can. But even if he doesn't, do I still have faith and believe in him? Like, it really is a heart posture reflection. Like, sometimes rough situations happen.
Yeah.
Like, prime example, when my uncle got sick, I prayed for everything in me that man didn't die. Everything in me. I prayed that man didn't die.
Oh, that's the same thing I had with me and my cousin. Well, I call him my uncle, but he's my cousin.
Yeah. Once you over a certain age group and I'm this age group, you my uncle.
Yeah, bro.
You're just an uncle.
Yeah.
But I remember I prayed so hard that that man wouldn't die. And I got the phone call sitting on my bed at Western Carolina that he died. And in that exact moment, I was like, God, what was that?
Yeah.
I trusted you and you didn't do it. And it was such an angry moment for me. And I later on went and repented. But in that moment, I was so angry with God. I was like, bro, I trusted you. I told you what I wanted. I prayed for this and you still let it happen. And like I said, it's a heart posture thing. Because I also realized that was a real selfish prayer of mine. My uncle was suffering down here. And in my mind, it was like it usually does. He would get sick. He would get better.
Yep.
All was well.
Yeah.
He would get sick. He pulled through that bad boy. He would get better. But this last time, he got really sick and he really suffered. And I was like, God, I know you can do it. I know you're going to pull him through. And he didn't.
Yeah.
And I really had to take a heart posture reflection and was like, God, you could have, but you didn't. But I'm still grateful.
Yeah.
But I'm still grateful. I'm still grateful that sometimes the prayer that we want to pray is not the prayer that should be prayed.
Yes. And I don't want anyone to think that you can't be upset.
Okay, like, feel your emotions.
Yeah.
I am a strong believer in God gave us these emotions to feel. Because how will you ever feel joy if you've never felt sorrow?
Right.
Like, you have to feel your emotions. Like, and that's not to say, like, don't be upset, right?
Yeah.
Because your girl was hot. 25 hot at that. Like, your girl was peed, actually. But God, first of all, God gave me grace in that moment. Because my little heart was broken and hurt.
Yeah.
But God gave me so much grace in that moment. Because even though he knew I was hot.
Yeah.
And every thought that I thought was nothing great. He in that moment was still like, it's okay. You're my baby. It's okay. Let it out. You're okay. And after that, we went to his funeral. We did the whole 9. Grieved. And through that, God was like, but even then, God showed my family so much grace and mercy. Because my uncle was like that, kind of like that hold together. Yeah. So when he passed, it was like, bro. Yeah. Like, he was my dad and my uncle's youngest brother. He was my granny and my papa's youngest son. He was that uncle. And so when he passed, it broke hearts in ways I'll never be able to explain. But through his passing, our family became close in a way that I don't think would have happened otherwise. Like, God's grace is so sufficient. Yeah. Like, his will is so sufficient. And I had to learn that even though he could have, he did it because his will wasn't so. And I'm still grateful and I still am thankful that God, I know he could. And because I know that he could, even though that he didn't, that's more than enough for me to serve you. Yeah. It was more than enough. And then even in my moments of anger and of rage and of just hurt, he still showed my heart in so much mercy. Because he could have been like, girl, you don't trust me, whatever. Or, girl, you don't really believe in me, whatever, because you believed in me for a thing and didn't happen and you just let go. Yeah. And sometimes that's how we are. You ever hold somebody's hand, like, you be like, hey, friend, the second you say something. Yes. And you're like, and God was like, When I snatched my hand away, his hand didn't leave. Mm-hmm. It stayed there.
Yeah.
And he waited for me to... You're right. He waited for me to slide my hand back. Mm-hmm. And it was like, even when I wanted to just be like, God, why? Mm-hmm. He reminded me, like, his will is perfect.
Yeah.
And things happen in life. He doesn't cause bad things. But sometimes he's allowed these things to happen for the good of his glory later. Yeah. Or he allows these things to happen because he knows that something needs to happen somewhere else. And, like, that was just an example of a circumstance that, like, you know, didn't get changed. But I feel like in life, so many of us pray that prayer for that loved one that went home to be with the Lord, or that child that you prayed would get themselves together and didn't get themselves together right then, or this, or your mama or your daddy, or whatever situation, your job, your money, whatever. We pray those situations, and sometimes God doesn't do it, and we get so upset. Yeah. And we're ready to just walk away. But we have to remember in those moments that he's still grateful. He's still so merciful in those moments. He's still God. Like, we have to believe that even though he didn't do it, he can. And that sometimes your circumstance is not going to change, but I'll be darned, he's going to walk with you through it. Yeah. And he's going to give you exactly what you need. Yeah. Like, his word promises he'll never leave you nor forsake you. Yeah. That's not just a physical thing. When stuff is happening, when life is going left, whatever is happening, he promised he'll never leave you nor forsake you, meaning he's not going to leave you in the midst of your trials. The same way that he walked around with them. And I think the more significant story is when they opened it, the 3 boys came out, the 4th person was never mentioned again. Right. Sometimes God will do stuff for you in the midst of a circumstance that don't nobody understand it but you. Or vice versa. Mm-hmm. You don't understand it, but everybody else sees it. God is working with you through that moment. Yeah.
I wonder, did they, like, see the 4th person while they were in there?
I mean, I'm sure they probably, 1, 2, 3, who's that guy?
Like, imagine you're not even burning in.
You're just like,
hey, y'all see that guy over there?
So it's like, hey, my man, you, Jesus?
Who that?
Hey, man. Because, like, Jesus wasn't on the scene yet. Mm-hmm. So it was like, this is Old Testament. He wasn't on the scene. Okay. So it's like, God? Mm-hmm. Like, you imagine walking, hey, Shadrach, Meshach, yeah, who's that? He's like, who is you? Mm. But they knew who he was. But, like, even then, though, sometimes, the same way that he kept asking the guards, y'all see 3? It's 3? I put 3 in there, right? Yeah. But it's 4 in there. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, like life's like that, though. Yeah. God will walk you through a situation, and it don't make sense. Yeah. But God he's still going to walk you through, and he's so faithful through it. Yeah. That his outcome for you didn't change. Mm-hmm. I think by the end of that story, they became something. I think leaders or administration, something like that for their land or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, God where he wants you to go, you gonna go. Yeah. Your circumstance that you pray for may not change right now. He may walk you through it instead of walking you around it. Yeah. That don't change where your end goal is. And that's not to say God won't change your circumstance, because sometimes God will. Mm-hmm. If it's in his will, he will change your circumstance. Because there have been many things that I've prayed for that God did change. That God did do a good work in. Mm-hmm. Prime example.
Oh, me?
Yeah, man. I prayed hard for you. Oh. And the thing is, like, not even like on a selfish, I pray hard, God did it. No. Yeah. When I say I prayed hard for you, I mean, God, fix her heart. Oh, well, fix her in the ways. Your breakup was rough.
But it wasn't like. You mean, okay, the way you worded it made it seem like something was, like, wrong with me. No. Oh, okay.
When I say fix your heart, I don't mean, like, your physical heart.
No, I felt like it was, like, a spiritual thing.
My prayer exactly was, God, fix her heart in the things that she won't say. So, things that you were going through, because we weren't that close then. Mm-hmm. But my prayer was, God, fix her heart in the things that she doesn't say. Mm. Help her. Help her to heal herself from the things she doesn't say. Mm. And like I said, just prayers like that are like, God, help her to find you. Yeah. She's looking. Help her. Yeah. Find her. I can see that she's searching.
Also, you don't never have to, like, hide nothing. I'm very open.
Okay, look, because I don't want to go.
I know, but I'm open.
You are very open.
You're not.
You're right. Well, that's not true. Last episode, I like to think I was pretty open.
That was a step. That was a step.
Ooh.
But you're still not in the door. You just took a step closer to see what was inside.
I knocked.
What's wrong with you?
Look, last episode was a lot for me.
It was, and I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm also very sorry
For?
Because I realized I was really short with you that day, and I am very sorry.
Oh. Yeah, you were a
I
little bit.
am so sorry.
It's okay.
Like, I thought about that when I got home, and I was like, I was really short with Keyah. I'm very sorry.
I'm glad it took you a week to apologize.
I mean,
I don't
sorry.
care. I forgot all about it.
I didn't. Because, I legitimately got home after, having a mini breakdown. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
It was well, we can.
I mean,
I'm just not an emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not true. I'm an emotional person. I like to show my emotion.
Yeah.
So when I got in my car and drove to my house, it was like, I hated every minute of what just happened.
Oh my goodness.
But it was like, but God was like, but it needed to happen. And
You were so good.
Literally, God was like, you opened it up. And my heart was like, close it. Hot glue it back. I don't even want to do that anymore. But God, I told you, God's really processing me and working on being outward and open with my emotions.
Right.
Because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm there.
Yeah.
And if I'm there,
Yeah.
that's rage. And that's not good to be open with.
I mean, but you've reached that peak without being angry.
No.
You've cried.
I guess I cried that day. That was a trigger.
I've seen you cry twice.
You see me cry twice?
Absolutely.
When did I cry? The other time.
The other time was when we were in front of your dad's house and we were sitting in the car.
You're
and
right.
You burst into tears.
I did.
I think we cried. We simultaneously cried.
We
that day.
did. We did. That was a lot of emotions that day. I don't even. Wow, you unlocked a whole memory. My mind did not play that.
I see
back.
your mind just said nope.
I said, put that in the deck. I'm sorry. It's kind of. We really did.
Yes.
We're in the car.
Yep.
In front of my dad's house. Well, that was a fun memory to unlock.
Anyways, as you can see, she doesn't like to open up.
Nope. Well, that's not. I'm working on it.
You are.
I just feel like sometimes my opening up is repetitive.
What you mean?
We talk about, I feel like I talk about the same situation with you, a lot. My relationship, that past relationship that I was in, I feel like when I'm, opening up and letting a lot of stuff out, I feel like it's, always revolved around that to me.
No, but to be fair, I used to feel the exact same way about, I used to tell you that I felt the exact same way.
I tell you I don't care.
Exactly, so shut up.
We've talked about this. Yes, my thoughts sometimes are irrational when it comes, figuring out the whole friendship thing. Mm-hmm. We're working on it.
Yes.
And I am more open now. Look, this is the thing. I am very big on God's trusted me through the process because I want him to walk me around this circumstance. He said no. Harshly, actually. No, it wasn't harsh. He just, no. Because in my mind, I was okay, Lord, thank you so much for the friends that I prayed for. I'm going to be a great friend for them. And he was like, and they're going to be a great friend for you. And I was like, right. They're going to support me. And he's like, emotions. Oh, not right. Wait. I was like, okay, God. So what if I'm just emotional support for them? And God was like,
it's not what you prayed for.
Literally, his answer to me was, no. I said, okay. I kind of wanted me to walk around that problem. But God was
he
like,
gave
no.
you one of the most emotional people
ever. Because... But I'm thankful for it, though. Mm-hmm. I really am. Because when I say, you and Michaela balance me out so well. Because Michaela's emotional. She's not as emotional as you. She can be emotional. Mm-hmm. You're my crybaby. You are. You're my crybaby. But because of that, you've allowed me to feel more comfortable being able to open up emotion because of the fact that you are truly transparent with your emotions. Yeah. You cannot hide them.
I really can't.
Nope.
So even if I try.
You've given some valid attempts sometimes. You've given some valid attempts.
Whatever.
They don't work, but you've given some valid attempts. But even through that though, because you're so emotionally available, it's helped me to be a little less emotionally unavailable.
Good.
I know that if I come to you and cry, you're gonna sit there for a minute and be like, "Whoo." Yeah. Because what is happening?
Yeah.
Not
that she can't cry.
No, not that I can't cry. I just don't. Because our boss says all the time.
Oh, you should tell them the story.
So I have quite a complicated health history past, right? And I was at work and I got some news about my health that just in that moment broke me. Yeah. And I remember crying. And my boss walked in and was just like, oh, let's closed the door
in her face.
Closed the door and walked away. I was like, hey. Like, and then my boss is a great lady. Like, don't trip on her. Yeah. Don't trip on her.
But to be fair,
I don't cry.
Yeah.
And so I think when people like see me cry, because I'm not a crier, it's always like, ooh, what do I do?
Yes.
What do I do?
It's like immediate panic.
That's how all my friends have described it. Mm-hmm. Is when they like the ones that have seen me cry, like when I cry, everybody's like, ooh, how do I? And I'm like, just leave me alone. Because that's what I'm saying, I don't cry. Because like I cry like moments of like proud. Mm-hmm. Like when Michaela went and just did what she did, mm-hmm. I cried real tears because I was so proud of my baby. Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of her. Mm-hmm. Like I'm the kind of friend, I'm gonna cry in those moments.
Yeah.
My own emotional moments, cut that. But
I'm working sometimes.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I cry in my own emotional moments, but not like publicly the way I do for like when you and Michaela or whoever one of my friends go out like do something really big. Mm-hmm. If I really genuinely have a heart for you and care for you, I cry because I'm proud. Like it's like that's my friend. Like I'm so proud of you.
Did you cry at Jay's wedding?
No, but those tears were coming. They were coming, boy.
Those were some beautiful vows.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
The tear didn't fall, but it was forming. Yeah. I was like, I was trying to hold it together because I was like, bro, because I sat at the table full of waterheads, first of all.
Oh yeah, all the crybabies were at the table.
And I'm here like, as soon as I heard it, I said, oh God. They're crying. Mm-hmm. My back was to them on purpose. I was watching that wedding. Those were some beautiful vows, though, man. Like when I say a young tear was right there, a young tear, it was right there. I was like, "Oh, please stop talking," because Lord is about to. Because the problem is, once I start crying, mm-hmm. I'm crying. Yeah. There's not like
all or nothing.
Yeah, it's an all or nothing. Like mm-hmm. if one tear falls. All the tears are now falling, and now everybody's done crying, and I'm still like trying to pull it together.
Yeah, I get it. Ow.
Well, I'm glad
I forgot to stop doing that.
I mean, you do be sitting in a 4.
I can't help it.
Your legs be a 4.
When I drive with one leg
up. You do that.
Yes, and I can't do
I'm
it
not
any
gonna
other
lie.
way.
It scares me. The first time I was
everybody says that. If you've never driven with me, I'm gonna put my left leg up.
It scared me.
And I'm gonna drive from my right one. It's okay because we're going to the beach this weekend, and you gonna I'm gonna drive like that the entire way.
The first time I was in her car, that scared the heck out of me. I ain't say nothing, but I was just like,
I literally can't drive any other way.
Like I didn't know what to do in the moment. Like, when
I would have told you.
I was just like, I'm gonna let her drive.
Oh my god.
Because the first time I legit was you were driving, you were just rocking out with the music, and I'm like,
it's like my leg is like an armrest.
It is, because that's how you drive.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you are so hard here. It made me so nervous.
Yeah.
But I have another friend who kind of drives like that. Mm-hmm. Hers is a little more extreme. She sits on her foot when she drives.
Oh, see, no, because I need to be. Emergencies. Then I need to be able to quickly put my leg down.
That's how she drives. Like she literally, she sits on her foot and she just. And I'm like, that don't hurt.
My grandma drives with both her feet. Like I think she has a right foot on the accelerator and the brake.
So story time.
On the brake. Oh God.
When I was first learning.
Oh my God. Did you do a screenshot? You screenshot it?
No.
Okay.
But when I first learned how to drive, I didn't realize you weren't supposed to use both feet.
Who taught you to drive?
Well, me and my mom practiced, but the problem is nobody had ever explained that you don't use both feet. I was young when I started practicing, okay?
Like, how young?
I mean, it was like 12, 13.
Okay, because I thought if you was going to say
no,
16.
I wasn't 16, 17 driving both feet. I was like 12, 13 with my mom, like we would be in a church parking lot, because I took driver's ed.
Okay.
And you can take driver's ed like 14, 15. So I took it early.
Right. Sorry.
So I took it. And I was like, in my mind, we were driving in some like little church parking lot, because my mom didn't let me like drive on the roads or nothing, because that's irresponsible. I didn't know how to drive.
Yeah.
So I would be like in a church parking lot. I will never forget that church almost had a minivan because it was a small parking lot, man. And I drove, and in my head I was like, okay, got it. brake, accelerator.
Oh, you know how many accidents have happened here in Greensboro due to that common
That
mistake?
exact problem.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, like literally when I say it was like right in front of hitting the church wall.
The place that I get my hair done at, the lady that colors my hair, somebody thought that they were braking, but they accelerated right into the building.
Ooh.
Yes, I've seen it happen so many times in Greensboro. Y'all, what's going on?
Driving with 2 feet, bro.
Oh my God.
But after that, I learned 1 foot.
Yes.
Because like when I drive now, I guess I don't have my foot up, but this foot is behind my other foot.
Yeah.
Like when I drive, I guess I do kind of. Yeah.
It's almost like you don't need your left leg no more.
Legit.
So,
it's like that's over there. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I also drive with one hand though.
You do or don't?
I do.
Oh yeah, it's the same.
Cause like I didn't realize.
Unless I'm scared.
No.
That's how you know I'm scared.
If it's raining super heavy, I'm like
both hands on
the wheel. I'm set all the way up.
Yes. Or if we driving past like a 18-wheeler.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah.
Cause when I say I'm zooming past it.
Yeah.
There are very few times you will see me drive with both hands. Mm-hmm. If it's raining, as the old folks say, cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And I can't see in front of me.
Oh my gosh. I remember one time, it wasn't even raining, and we're going off on a tangent, I'm sorry. But
we do this sometimes. Y'all about to get a raw night tonight.
But I was driving in the rain. It wasn't even raining. It was just it rained like, I don't know, a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. But I was about to get on my highway. And I didn't know, but apparently there was a big puddle in the fast lane.
Oh no,
brother! And I wasn't even in the fast lane. I was in the lane beside. Mm-hmm. And so the car that was in the fast lane zoomed in this puddle and it splashed on my car. Oh and I got the windshield wipers going like this.
This thing's going as fast as they can.
And it was not working. I was like, I can't see. So I'm probably 5 lanes over and I don't know because I can't see. Like that was the scariest moment. And I actually I did veer off in the other lane beside me. But luckily nobody was over there. I'm safe. I'm still living and I've never gotten into a car accident, knock on wood. So it's
the table's so far. Not the
Hey, need big bongos for that.
Okay, cause man, I've been in like 1 or 2 car accidents, but like
were you were driving?
No, so both car accidents I was not driving.
Okay.
The second one that
doesn't count.
Actually, no, the first one I was. Okay.
So you have been in a car accident where you were driving?
Because I read back. Yeah. So hear me out. You don't drive tired. Don't.
Oh, girl, no.
You know, like when you're coming down. What is that? No, Wendover. Mm-hmm. So you know, like that tractor tire place is like up that hill when you come down. Mm-hmm. So I was really tired one night, and I had to go pick up one of my friends from like the hospital. My friend at the time at the hospital, and I had just gotten to bed. I maybe slept 20 minutes, and I had been up for like well over 24 hours. And I was driving, and I thought I was cool.
You told me this story. Wait a minute. Friend. Go ahead and finish it.
I was driving, and I didn't realize I fell asleep. By the time I woke up, we were up the hill. Mm-hmm. Like, crossed the median up the hill. Thank God for those nice people that came and like helped me get out the car, and the person had in the car with me. Mm-hmm. We are both fine. We are both safe. Mild concussion. It was fine. The second car accident was way worse though. The one that happened like after we had the work meeting.
Pause. Were you able to sleep after that? After that car accident, were you able to sleep?
Girl, yeah.
Okay. I feel like I would have been too traumatized.
Gone.
Oh my God.
That's the thing, because I was exhausted, and then right after that, they made me go to the ER, and they were like, "All right, we want you to stay awake. We want to talk to you," and I'm like, "I just want to go to bed. Like, I know what happened, but I want to go to bed."
But wait, you had a concussion, right? Yeah, so you couldn't go to sleep.
I mean, they told me I could. Like, they didn't want me to go to sleep while I was like actually in the ER because they were like talking to me, asking me questions, and all this other stuff. But I got home. We literally had a wedding the next morning.
Dang. Did you make it?
Yeah, I went to the wedding.
Wow.
For sure. Okay. For sure, I went.
All right.
But the second car accident was worse. That one. Remember we had the work meet? Were you working at ECC? I think you were.
When?
This was like maybe a year ago.
Yeah, I've been at ECC for 2 years.
Yeah, like maybe a year or 2 ago. We had just had a work meeting. Mm-hmm. Me and my mom got hit.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that because I saw it.
Yeah.
Me and at the but I saw it. I was like, oh man, there's a car accident at the corner. And she was like, "Is it a white van?" And I was like, "Yep." I just
She
heard.
She's like, oh
I said, "Dang, I never see her get up that fast."
but she did though. When I say,
Yeah.
she saw it the first time she rode past, she was like, and then the second time she rode past, she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like, that accident was, I think that was like the scariest.
Yeah,
moment.
that's crazy. Because me and her, we were the only ones left in the building at the time, and I didn't even know that. I didn't know that your mom drove a white van, so that's why I was just like, "Oh man, it's a car accident."
Mine.
Yeah, if I had
that
known.
was the when I said that was the single most scariest like moment.
Were you driving or was your mom driving?
My mom was driving.
Was your nephew in the car?
No. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
we were on the way to go pick him up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh my Jesus, that would have been a total. That would have been terrible because like we got hit on my side of the car, which is also his side of the car.
Oh, okay.
I will never forget that day because when I say it didn't even register like that we were about to get hit. Like, cause the guy that hit us hit another car behind us too. So we were driving, we were turning, and dude wasn't paying attention. His light was red. He smacked the crap out of my door and our side of the car.
Eek.
And yo, my brain rattled, and I know it did. Because in the exact moment that we got hit, all I could do was scream for my mom. Because at that point, I heard a beeping in my ear. The world got foggy. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm like screaming. Because that shook me. And I'm like, Mom. My mother, what freaked me out, my mother didn't say anything at first. Girl, you talking about heart? Because when I screamed her name the first time. And it was a terrified scream. Normally, my mother's like, she didn't respond. Girl, you talking about somebody who got out of the car, didn't care the traffic was coming. Mommy, I'm running to her side of the car. She was okay. Long story. She ended up being okay. Everything ended up being.
She was just like in shock.
She was in shock, and her blood pressure like shot through the roof. But she ended up being okay. The EMS came and checked her out. But from that accident, I broke my shoulder.
Dang.
I had a concussion. Like,
I don't remember all that.
I know. Tragic. I wasn't in my classroom for a while. I was a floater for a minute.
Oh. We was not.
We weren't co-teachers then.
Yeah. Or we weren't close at all.
No.
Okay.
No,
I don't remember that at all.
I think you were like just like getting into the midst of.
I think so, yeah.
I was a floater for like a solid couple.
See, I don't remember you being a floater.
Yeah. They didn't let me do much. I pretty much manned the front desk.
Dang.
It was a boring time.
They didn't let me be a floater for long either.
That's the thing. I loved being in my classroom at that point because I loved my babies. Those were my babies. I was so upset when I went because I was like, okay, it'll be fine. Because we didn't go to the hospital that night. I just wanted to go home. But I had the worst headache possible. Like when I say I was up crying because my headache wouldn't stop. And I was like, mommy, I can't function. Finally, I may have taken quite a bit of Benadryl and went to sleep, but woke up that next morning and it was worse. And I was like, man, I was expecting to go in with a concussion. That's what I like kind of figured when we went to the ER because we went that next day. And I was like, okay, went in, pretty sure I have a concussion. I was like, oh, and you're like, anything else? I was like, yeah, well, my shoulder hurts just a little bit, but I really think it was just jostled. It's fine. Like, well, we're going to do it just in case. I said, okay. They came back. I was like, okay, so these are the instructions for having a broken shoulder. A what? I said, I'm sorry. Mommy, you broke your shoulder? Because they put us in the same room. And so I was like, Mommy, you didn't tell me that your shoulder was like hurting. Because I did x-rays of like her top part too. Because her seatbelt, her seatbelt left a mean bruise across her body. So every time I make sure it didn't like hurt like her chest thing. Yeah. She was like, oh, her chest was bruised and stuff. But when they said shoulder, I was like, oh, Mommy, I'm so sorry. And the nurse was like, no, honey. I said, what? This shoulder? She was so, you said it hurt. Yeah, it did. But like, I just thought it was jostled. And she was like, no, you broke it. Like, I broke it where the joint meets the socket. It broke like in there.
And you could like move it fine?
I mean, it hurt like a mug after that. Like, once all the adrenaline had like come down and my body finally settled, because I was like jittery for like that night into that morning. Yeah. But once everything settled down, I said, whoa, it is broken. It is. Like, Thank God I didn't end up having to do surgery or anything like that. We went through physical therapy. It got what it needed to get.
Good.
It still hurts sometimes, but it's all right. Yes. But to recircle,
I was gonna say I wanted to speak a little bit back about what we were talking about first, if you remember what that was.
So, like, first?
Yes.
Oh, God may not always, like, change your situation.
There we go. So, I feel, well, it's not even a feeling, it's what's going on. God is definitely not changing my situation. At least at this moment, right?
You never know.
I got a couple weeks left.
Yeah.
So.
About literally 2.
Yeah. Also, U-Hauls are expensive.
Oh, I know. You telling me?
I did not know. I thought I was going to spend like $100
to drive it all the way.
I didn't know. I never had to get a U-Haul before.
Yeah, baby, that's
expensive. But anyway,
back to the story. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I feel like a little bit of backstory. And I spoke about this a little bit on the last episode, but I didn't really go into detail. I didn't feel like it was necessary. Basically, I'm going to be homeless. I said that to mess with you.
I know you did. And you saw it did. You saw you succeeded.
Technically, I won't have like a place of my own.
I get that.
So, I don't know where I'm finna be at. God hasn't really told me, but it's been placed in my spirit where I'm not gonna go, but He won't tell me where I am going. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I could easily be discouraged. By the situation, because if you were to tell me this maybe like a couple years ago, I'd be freaking out. But I feel like that is a testimony to the growth that God has done in me.
This is true, because when I say you have been the calmest
cucumber you ever seen,
baby. When I say she has been the calmest, coolest person at this moment, because everybody around her,
I've been watching everybody trip out,
self-included.
Yes,
I have been like, okay, hold on, I can fix it. But that
matter of fact, she was like today, I found us a living situation. I'm like, you found you?
Honestly, I found you. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, you have fun. I told you not to do that.
I know. I'm working on that, because I ain't gonna lie. The first time when she told me this whole situation, not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Going back to the coolest of, God will really walk you through some things, because baby,
we just walking.
When I say, she's been like, look at the daisies, those are some cute daffodils. The rest of us are like, you're on the side of a road, there's cars, traffic over there. She's like, me and God. And she's how you're supposed to be during life.
Yes.
Don't be like me right now. I'm better. But when she first told me the situation, mind immediately went into, okay, what can I do? How can I fix it? Where can I find a place to live? I can figure this out for her. I can do it. And Key legit was like, stop. Yeah. And I was like, stop what? And she, don't fix it. Don't fix it. Like.
And it's not that I don't want a place to stay, but I just don't. I feel like this is a situation between me and God, right? And I feel like she trying to get into grown folks' business by trying to fix it.
And I had to step back for a minute, because when she really told me, do not fix it, I said, all right. Let me go fix it.
She just blew me off.
I sure did.
I'm like, God, please get
like paper in the wind.
Yes.
When she told it the first time, Naomi, do not fix it. All right. Anyway, I was stood up here, and
it's ridiculous.
God had to work with me on it. And God really, like, through your, like I said, God gets the glory and everything, because through your situation, God really has, like, mellowed me out about it. Because when this first happened, she was cooling.
Everybody else would ask her, what am I going to do?
And when I say, I'm like, I don't know. Because she won't even, she don't know. Everybody else has been asking me. Because, like, when you work where we work, we are a very close-knit family.
Yeah,
we are a family. Yeah. Like, we are a very close-knit community. So, but something happens with one of us, They may not ask you because they ain't trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
But they gonna ask your best person. Because everybody at our job got a person.
Yeah.
That 120, this person knows that person. This person knows what's going on. And this person gonna be able to say something.
Yeah.
Because this happened more than once where like, if something happens with me or something happens with you, they not gonna directly come to me or you. It's gonna be,
yes.
Hey, your friend
Just
okay?
like when we were co-teachers, they thought that we had like little issues with each other.
They would try to fix it separately.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
no.
I love her.
It's not her. It's the classroom.
It was the stress of the room.
Yeah.
And I feel like at one point it was me. At one point.
Maybe.
In the beginning when I thought you didn't like me, it was me.
Oh, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what the admins thought.
Oh, later on they were for sure that we didn't like each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you tripping.
Bro.
We besties.
Do you not come in our class? We be lit in here. First of all, that was a good year.
Yeah.
After the first couple months.
I will say, I agree that we're probably better off friends rather than coworkers.
Yeah,
but that's just because when you have a classroom, it's like it got to be a certain way, there's certain routines,
and then you're very strict on like what you prefer and what this person.
But prefers. I feel like that's anybody. Like when you're working in a setting, especially like that,
where like certain things in a classroom really matter to you.
Yes, like,
and they may not matter to them.
And she don't know what to say. If you have kids or your kid go to daycare or whatever, there's almost always a home living.
Always.
The way our home living...
Or dramatic play.
Oh, yeah. The way ours were set up, there were fruit in one bin, vegetables in another bin, pots and pans in another bin, and...
Cups and plates in another one.
Yes, and just like... It was like that.
Miscellaneous food.
Yeah. And she knew that I needed, for peace of mind, it had to stay clean. After the kids were done, I don't expect the kids to... Because they were only one.
They're one, so they weren't going to...
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting them to know what a fruit is and what a vegetable is and none of that. But... as we're helping them clean, I did expect her to keep it that way. She did not. She was like, oh, I'll get it at the end of the day. In my head, I'm like, no, you're not.
And she knew I wasn't.
Yes.
I mean, so the thing is, I would really play into. And I'd be like, girl, by the end of the day, I was like...
And I feel you, because by the end of the day, you are tired. But that's why I was like, do it in the moment. Yes.
Because I guess my thing was like, they're cleaning. They're being independent.
And they are.
I like that. And like I said, we had to work on some things.
Yeah, but that was just like a small example.
Yeah, like... Same thing. I feel like we both had like that one little thing.
Yeah.
Mine was the dishes.
Yes. I hated washing dishes because I had to wash dishes at home.
So did I.
But I couldn't stand to wash dishes at school.
I'm a very big person. Like, I like my sink clean.
Yeah.
Don't leave dishes in my sink. That perturbs my spirit. And she knew that about me.
Yes.
After I told her. She knew that about me.
Ooh, so I get to confess.
You did it on purpose, didn't you?
No. I used to, if I didn't feel like washing dishes one day, or sometimes they would have salsa at the end of the day, and I'm like, bro,
I didn't used to hate salsa days.
Dishes,
I didn't hate
bro.
salsa
I have to
days.
put all that salsa in a bowl. I used to hate having to wash because we had 10 kids. That's 10 bowls
and 10 spoons,
10 spoons, whatever they needed
cups.
to eat, whatever it was. If I didn't feel like washing dishes, honey, I would put the dishes in a big giant Ziploc bag because I knew my early day was gonna come up. I would put it in a Ziploc bag and I would hide it somewhere in the room so that way the next morning when I came, I would wash them, sanitize them, and they'd be good for the rest of the day.
You did what?
Absolutely.
I
did not feel like washing dishes.
You know what? That's fine. I didn't have to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have to see it, so I don't care. Because I wanted them people to like. It's
and I agree
about dishes in the sink.
And I would wash dishes during the day.
And you would.
But at the end of the day, you can count me out.
Because my next day, her late day, my next day is like the earlier day. I have a thing. No.
And
it's not all the time.
To preface, it wasn't like a sink full to the brim of
No.
dishes. It would be like a cup or a spoon or something like that. Because we had to wash,
you have to wash after every meal.
Yeah.
It was always afternoon snack.
Yeah.
Or lunch dishes when it was your turn to do lunch dishes.
I would forget sometimes, but I would usually come back and do those after nap.
Which I didn't care about because I learned that was like your thing.
Yeah.
Because the first time you did it, I was in that time hot. And I was like, I'm not going to wash them.
And you didn't.
I'm not going to wash them.
And I did.
And you did. Oh, because I wanted to wash them, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to wash them because I was angry. But I was like, yo, that little stuff like that, when you work with your friend, is like, because you don't want to be like,
Heifer, yeah.
Heifer. That's one of my favorite words.
Yeah.
Courtesy of my mama. That's one of her favorite words too.
Oh my goodness.
But that used to be like I said, I think we are better off. Like, well, that's not true. By the end of the year, we were great co-teachers.
Oh, that is true. But that's also because our kids started to have more sense. They grew because we molded them children into amazing little.
Let me tell you something. August to November.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then someone got sick.
Oh, at an amazing time. Anyways, no. Because when
did you say amazing?
For me.
For you, yeah.
Well, it wasn't even really amazing for me. I had COVID. Anyway,
I want y'all to know. Nah, we already here now.
No, we're going on this big tangent.
It's not a tangent. It's gonna full back circle.
I had a story to tell.
Oh, you did. So sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I was upset at her.
She was, but anyway, we can talk about that in a different episode.
We will, because man, I had some hard feelings.
Anyway, I am so sorry. It's not my fault. It wasn't my fault.
This is the thing. I knew you weren't faking, so then I wasn't mad at you anymore.
I don't know why you thought I was faking.
Bro. I thought you were faking.
I even showed Carly and Elias the test.
They didn't show me that.
I know, but I told you beforehand, before the email even went out.
I guess because in my mind,
we were together, because it's courtesy to know that if you had COVID, you want to tell people that you've been around.
You've been around that you got COVID.
Yeah.
Girl, at that moment, because I was off, and when I came back, you were gone. And in my head, I was like, this hell ain't want to deal with these kids.
I mean, I didn't, but I wouldn't just go out and get COVID on purpose.
I didn't think that's the thing. So when this happened, in my mind, you did not have COVID. In my mind, you was like, man, they only gonna do this on. I'm like, I ain't worried about these kids. I was mad at the kids. I think it was because at that point, both of us were like, these children.
I think you didn't believe me because you never had COVID before. At that time, when you had COVID, you had to send in a picture of your test results. You had to give them the serial number or whatever on the box. Yes. They wanted to know that if you had COVID or not.
That is a whole lot. Yeah, wouldn't know.
Yeah. I was like, bro, I sent in all my information.
Friend, when I say the only thing I heard when I got, you texted me and I got back to work and I was like, and then I think it was how they told me that you felt like you got sick. Because they said that morning you was.
Yes, because you weren't there. Oh my God, I felt like it was an elephant on my chest. I was like, y'all, something's not right.
Yes, because when they told me that morning, I was like, she when they were like, oh, said she wasn't feeling good. I said, oh no, what happened? I was like, well, she seemed all right in the morning.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't.
I'm telling you the story that I was told.
Okay,
was that you said you seemed all right in the morning. You said something about your chest, and they were like, oh, okay, but you kept going. She was like, but then it was just like, as the day got on, it got worse and worse, and I was like, are my kids getting worse and worse? And she wanted to leave because that's what. No. In my mind,
because it was still in the morning. We had just went outside when I started feeling bad.
That's what they told me. It's okay. God dealt with me on that. Mm-hmm. I said I was sorry. Mm-hmm. We got through that moment.
Yes.
But I for sure thought you were faking.
No.
But continue on to your point of the story.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean a tangent there.
It's okay. Yeah, so back to what I was saying, I could easily just be like, oh my God, I'm going through a terrible time. Let me go. Oh, I could go idolize something else just like they did. But I wouldn't do that.
No, I like my life.
Yes.
I like it with Jesus.
But I know that God is going to save me from the fiery furnace that is whatever this living situation is. Okay,
Amen.
honey.
Amen, friend. Because I fully agree. And
not only will I not be living in my home anymore, but I won't be able to have a job for a little bit. Or for a lot of bit. I don't know. Whatever God has in store.
Whatever Jesus says, man.
Yes. And I hope he says that I don't have to go to my job anymore. But anyway, by the time this comes out, it won't even matter, okay? It'll be okay. It'll be figured out. It'll be fine. But yeah, I don't have much family around here. Not family that I could just up and stay with, okay? But like Naomi said, I'm not really worried.
She's not.
The stuff that I'm worried about is like right now I'm packing. Before we started recording, I'm like, oh my God, my living room is a mess. There are boxes everywhere. You can't even walk around. And then yesterday, when I was going through some boxes, I had to open up all my boxes because it was so unorganized, and I don't like that. I have to be really organized. Everything needs to be neat and concise, and that is how it has to be. But I just might be worrying about nothing again. So I'm not perfect.
I'm not saying, but it's human emotion, though.
Yes.
You're not worrying about what all of us was worried about.
Yes. Y'all see the furnace and you're like, wait a minute, y'all, it's hot.
Meanwhile, Keyah's like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what you should have. That is the kind of faith. I cannot stress enough. That is the kind of faith that you should have. That even though this obstacle is right here and it look absolutely crazy, God trusts you. The God's still gonna do it through you.
Yeah. I completely feel like I will figure it out when I get down there.
And I fully and 100% agree with you on that. I was just telling you before we came up here, I really think that these next however many weeks are going to be such a life changer for you.
Yeah.
But like, nah, God really used you like in many situations, because when I say the same way that at the end of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you know, everybody turns to God as like, you know, their God is God. You will not talk bad against their God kind of thing. Yeah. And how it became a different level of reverence for God. Same way with your situation, because baby, when I say He has tamed my thoughts and tamed my worry, because
and tamed me
and tamed you, yes.
But all right, y'all know what time it is. My camera finna die, so I got to go.
We gonna fix this camera.
I'm gonna figure out the camera situation. Okay. We're gonna talk for however long we want to talk,
and then when it dies, we hear it.
Yes. But again, all right, we'll see y'all. Episode 6. It's Keyah
crazy.
Rose.
It's Naomi,
and we'll see y'all next time.
Ivy Docs. Yeah.